Can you hear him, Kath?
No.
Okay.
He says in the meeting, but he can't see anyone. So we can see you, but we can't hear you. He's going to rejoin.
Okay.
Just give us a minute, Kalpana. Hi, Jack.
Hey.
Hey, Jack.
Kalpana.
Okay, so we have Kalpana and the team on the call. Jack, we had a planning session yesterday, and you should have been invited. So sorry about that. You will be invited in future. It's just we're getting up and running, so it's a little messy, but we're getting there. But there are a few for the current sprint. There are some designs that we need for the super admin. So for a super admin or system admin, I should say, creating another system admin. It's not a huge. There's not a lot of design we need, but there are some clarifications that we need. But also the team have been looking at mobile UX and had some questions about that. So we just thought we'd grab you on a call and deal with everything in one. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, awesome. Listen, I'm just going to do something really quickly, guys, because I'm supposed to be somewhere at 12:30. So I'm just going to say that I might run over a little bit. So just bear with me a second.
Okay.
Day is hectic. So I think, Kalpana, if you could bring up on screen, let's start with, are you happy to share the backlog, share Jira?
Yes.
Current sprint rather, sprint 1. So let's just start with what needs doing in the current sprint.
Okay, sure. So there are two stories. One is 385, which Kath was mentioning now. And the other one is 447.
So if we start with, this is a system admin creating another system admin. So Jack, we don't have anything, any feature to do this at present. So we need to decide where that button should be for creating a system admin. I've got to get my terminology consistent. System admin is what we call it here. And we also need a kind of basic, if there've been a number of system admins created, we need a list view for that as well. For creating the user, we already have a create user form for score reporting website, so we can just use that. So probably the easiest thing at this point is if I share my screen, Kalpana. And I'll show what we've got currently. So I'm going to share my screen now. Please, guys, let me know when you can see it.
Yes, Kath. It's coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just log in. This is production, but whatever. Just going to log in. So I'm now in as a system admin. I can go into manage users, and this is where I create institutions and then create users for those institutions. But of course, a system admin is completely it's completely outside of that. So a system admin is not part of an institution. So I guess, Jack, it's really a case of where do we it feels like it would make sense to put this under manage users, and I guess we maybe just need a button on this screen which is create system admin, but that's what we need. And then we need the list view. So once one or more system admins have been created, then we need to list them. So we need that view as well. I think for actually creating the user, we already have something. We have this. And it would simply be that we would add a role here that was system administrator. So the two designs we need are the system admins list once created, and then where we actually put that button to create a system admin. System admins can basically create other system admins. That's how it works.
The other thing I'm thinking here is that in this manage users area, looking at sort of institutions, and we automatically go into a list view of institutions, and you create institutions, and then you can also create users within that. It seems a sort of like odd place to put. Almost feels
I think you're right. I feel like I'm crowding everything into one screen. It feels like an add-on. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because you want to always go into in a sort of way. You kind of like if it had almost its own section at the top in an app.
Yeah, could do, couldn't we? I suppose what we could have is, because we've got search, manage users, contact. We could probably have one that is, system. Maybe we need a system administrator along the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you're right. Institutions should just be about institutions and users with those institutions. Cool. So if you're able to put that together, Jag, then we can include that in the current sprint.
Yeah, no problem.
That would be great. Okay. So that is that one. I'm going to just switch back to you now, Kalpana. Stop sharing my screen.
Okay. Other one is for the cross-browser compatibility issues. So, Jag, we have added an attachment. So, would you be able to review and share your feedback on this?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's good. I'll go through that.
My reading is that I don't really think the previous development team really implemented mobile views, to be honest.
Okay. So they got what kind of like have they just done?
Here you go. Look on the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I think they've probably done some basic work on making it responsive, but very, very basic. I mean, it is responding in that, you know, the information is viewable, but it doesn't look great.
No. Okay.
It kind of lost all the design, really.
Completely. Yeah. It's just. I mean, the information's there, but it's just the layout is all over the place. So what we're thinking here is to now like revisit this and get it.
Yeah, I think.
Designs.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the question is, well, I think the question is, I guess, are the designs, the mobile designs, still current? Are we still happy with them? That's one question. And then if we're happy with the Zeppelins, it's about implementing it. Another thing I need to do is this week is to confirm the list of browsers that we're supporting, because I haven't seen that anywhere. I'll check with Gerald whether there's anything from previous phase of the project, but I've not seen anything. So I also need to confirm that.
Okay, great. So I guess this is might as well be an opportunity for me to actually look at the design. So it's almost a year ago. So go through and just make sure like everything's still right, and then we can go ahead to review it.
Yeah, I'll look at these two. But yeah, it really should be about taking what we have in desktop view and just making sure all the information is there, and just making sure it displays correctly. I mean, the real problem is this manage users one, isn't it? Looks horrendous.
Yeah, you can see the designs of sort of card view kind of fit it all in. They're just kind of voice like tables.
Yeah. So the thing that we don't have here is role, but I mean, again, that would just be adding extending that table so that role could appear, but still having it appear really neatly. I really like your original designs for mobile. I think that they're really good. So I think it's just making sure everything's there and complete, and then we can implement them.
Cool.
Great. So, Jag, would you look over those designs and make any changes to the Zeppelins that need to be included? And I'll take a look at them too, just to make sure they're all in line with the stories. And then I will confirm browsers, and then hopefully we can start implementing those mobile designs, because we are talking to customers about this being mobile compatible. So that is a decision that we've taken. It should be.
Yeah.
Mike, okay, question from me. Do we need to make some decisions about screen sizes, Jag? So breakpoints or
Yeah, I mean, originally I designed them with those 3 different versions I kind of put up, which was the desktop, tablet, and
tablet? Yeah, I was thinking more about mobile screen sizes. Do we tend to does the variation in screen size matter or not really? Like you get some with much bigger screens than others, or is it too minor for us to, from a UX perspective? Do you guys tend to worry about that, or are the differences so minor that we don't really?
yeah, I think we designed them to the kind of most common smaller screen sizes. Not, and I think we would kind of just stick to that at the moment. Not really
Okay.
that granular. It's I think it's fine.
Okay, so we'd go for the smallest on the market, really. The smallest screen size on the market for mobile and design for that, and then anything else is probably going to be okay. Okay.
Cool.
So that gives us, it certainly gives Jag some things to do. Kalpana, was there anything more we needed to discuss at this point while we've got Jag?
Yeah, Jag, when we can expect the designs for this one? Because we are planning to take it in the current sprint, so
And
So
sprint starting tomorrow.
yeah.
this one, I am going to give it to you today.
Amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay, Jag. So other things, Kath, that would be like the next priority ones, which would need designs for the dev team. Just like,
Um,
yeah.
I think at the moment, let's just deal with the current sprint.
Okay.
So I think it is just now create it. 258 create site admin is okay. We don't need designs for that. Because that's based on the existing designs that we have. So in the current sprint, my reading is it's only 385. So let's just focus on that for now. And the mobile, let's focus on those 2 things for now.
Okay.
And then I will work with Jag on the next sprint, because actually, as we get into the next sprint, we're starting to look at things like, we've got some things around filtering, and they'll be pretty straightforward. But we're starting to get into search for a candidate by date of birth, create new department school, edit existing department school. But I need to make some decisions about this before we can really move into it. So I'll work with Jag on the next sprint. Let's just focus on the one we have for now.
Okay, Kath. Fine then.
Yeah, and that's not typical. I think as we get more settled, we'll be able to try to work 2 sprints ahead. But I think for the moment, let's just keep it pretty tight and simple.
Okay. Fine.
I do think there was one more in the current sprint that we need to talk while we've got Jag on the line. Where has it gone? Site not responsive when minimized. 384.
Yeah,
Can you?
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
bring that one up, Kalpana?
just a minute.
I think this is related, Jag. I think it's related to the stuff that we're finding on mobile. I should have a screenshot that I've attached. Yeah, I see that happening quite a lot. So just where, if you just scroll up, sorry, Kalpana, just scroll up. Yeah, that's it. you see how there's not any space really between the dark blue header area and the main kind of part of the screen where the search box is. That looks really tight to me. And I've noticed, I just feel like this, it's when I was using this on a relatively small screen on my Dell laptop. And it's when you minimize the screen, it starts to get really tight. So I was wondering, probably the best thing to do is if you, because you've got all the access credentials, right, to QA, if you have a play around and have a look at different sort of how it's all appearing and try it at, minimizing and try it at a few different sizes and then make some recommendations. Because again, I just don't think that this has been that well implemented at front end.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I'll have a little play around
That'd
with
be
it. I
great.
think they've just kind of like desktop is like where they've kind of got it right, but I think they haven't.
Yeah. So Kalpana, why don't you assign this and the one on mobile to Jag? And then he has all of the information because for this ticket on mobile, you've attached Aditi's comments, I think.
Yeah.
So if we assign everything, assign these two to Jag. Actually, we could assign for now. We could also assign the super admin. System admin. Sorry. We could assign the system admin story to Jag as well. Yeah. And then he's got that information too.
Okay.
And I think our priority is the system admin, right? So that we can start working on that in the sprint. And then I'd say next up is mobile. And then next up is the desktop responsiveness.
Great.
Cool.
Right.
And I think that's us for now. Unless you guys have anything else you want to raise while we're on the call.
That's all we had for Jag, Kath.
Good stuff. Okay, that's it then, I think.
Bro, yeah. Judge goes soon.
Okay.
And thanks, Jag.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, guys. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.